you can come back, please. You are removed, you come back. Tanya, you come back. Let's wait for Delight and Wairimu. Delight, Wairimu, and Tanya to come back. They have been removed. And let's refresh for them so that they come back. The two. I hope they will be able to come back. Tanya and Wairimu. I don't know if they have not come back. Tanya is there? Tanya? Tanya? But she has not come back. Let's give her some minutes to come. Normally being removed. But I hope she's going to come back. Okay, so let's start. Let's start. Okay, Delight has come. I don't know whether Tina is coming. I don't know if she will come. So, Jacinta, which number are we starting with?
22.
Yeah?
22.
Number?
22.
22. What is wrong with your microphone? I am. Now, a change of the force of gravity on a stationary object will also change the mass of the object. I want you to note that we have examples of force. Last time I gave you examples of forces, and I said examples of forces. I said we have W. We have W. W represent what? W represent what? Wait. Where is my best friend? Where's my best friend? Grace. So these are the forces that we have. Remember, I said this one is tendency. So it is it's not among the, you don't group them as a force, that inertia. But you will be able to know that force of gravity, if you are asked to define what is weight. So can you define weight in the chart? I want to see. Define weight in the chart. What is weight? Kila mtu andike, what is weight? What is weight in the chart? Can you say what is weight? What is weight? What is weight? Nobody has written. What is weight? So you have to know what is weight. The mass of an object, no, Dylan, it is not that. The quantity of matter, no. Weight is not quantity of matter. Another person. What is weight? What is weight? Okay, gravitational pull on an object. Yes, so that's the answer. So right, weight, those people who don't know the definition of weight. Weight is the force of gravity acting on an object. Gravitational force acting on an object. Gravitational force acting on an object. That is weight. Gravitational force acting on an object. And remember, force of gravity is the force that pull all things towards the center of the earth. So that's why we are walking. That's when you lift your leg, it goes down. You lift your hands, you throw something upwards, it comes downwards. That is what we call force of gravity. So it's the force that attracts things towards the center of the earth. So a change in the force of gravity will bring change in the weight of an object. The way you weigh your newtons in the earth is not the same as the newtons in the moon. So they are totally different. So our weight in the moon is not the same on the earth because they have different gravitational force. They have different gravity in them. So that's the answer for that. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question?
Not understood.
Eh?
I've not understood.
Okay. We said, and I'm repeating so that you say yes if you're understanding. You, Margaret Mudoni, I say number one, weight is gravitational force acting on an object. Have you understood that?
Yes.
Eh? Margaret?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, if you change the force of gravity, a change in the force of gravity will bring now change in the weight. I'm saying if the way you weigh your Newton in the mass in the earth is not the same in the moon because they have different types they have different types of gravity. Have you understood that one now, Margaret?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why the question for number 22, the answer become weight. Newton, yeah, somebody is asking Newton. Remember, weight is measured in newtons. If you look at this, all these forces, all of them, all these forces, we are measuring them using Newton. So we use Newton. Newton is the one that is used to, is the unit here. All of them, weight, Newton, gravity, Newton, friction, Newton, and the instruments we are using here is spring balance. So we use spring balance. That's the one that we use as the instrument, and the unit is Newton. Are we okay there for everybody? Margaret?
Yes. Thank you.
Somebody was asking Newton. Was it Dylan? Was it Dylan? Okay, heavy light. This heavy light. Have you understood why we are talking about? Okay, I understood. Correct. Thank you. So that's why we are saying Newton, not kilogram. Remember, there's somebody who did not know the meaning of mass. Mass is the quantity of matter in a substance. Mass is the quantity of matter in a substance. So if mass is the quantity of matter in a substance, now it is measured in kilogram, grams, and even tons. That's where you're measuring mass. So those are the units. And what is the instrument we are using there? Beam balance. Beam balance is used for mass. Beam balance. Okay, Jacinta, next question. Jacinta, next question.
Number 24.
So the following factors affect the rate of evaporation of a liquid. Which one does not? The following factors affect the rate of evaporation of a liquid. Which one does not? Now, evaporation is a method in which we use to separate soluble solids from a liquid. Soluble solids like salt or sugar. If I want sugar or salt, I use what? I use evaporation. So if I am doing this, if I'm using, I want to separate these substances, sometimes I can compare. The, let me just get it. I can compare the evaporation of different types of liquid. If I want to know if I want to know let me answer somebody here. Maybe as a parent is stuck somewhere, then I come back. So just 1 minute, I answer. I answer this one. Hello. Morning. It is on. It's going on right now. Ni simu kama unatumia simu ukipigiwa inatoka. So enda jaribu tu kujoin tena sahi. Oh, you try to join again. Iron. So sorry for that. Somebody was calling. Okay. So, are you getting me? Are you getting me now?
Yes.
So what I
Yes.
was saying. So what I was saying is that evaporation, we can compare different types of liquid. So I can compare spirit, water, kerosene, and maybe petrol. I want to know how it is what? How do we, at what rate, which one evaporate fast and which one does not evaporate, which one evaporate last. So if I do that, the question is asking me now, when I'm comparing that, what do you think affects the rate of evaporation? Which one will not affect? No, surface area will affect. How is surface area going to affect the rate of evaporation? I wanted to give you this. I wanted to be there so on the evaporation so that you'll be able, when I talk, you'll be able to see what we are talking about. So we are talking about separation of mixtures. Okay, not separation of mixtures, but I want to talk about evaporation. Let's see just liquids. We can be able to get evaporation of liquids. Okay, I don't think so. I'm not getting them. But now let me just talk. So I'm saying, if now I have the surface area, how will surface area affect? If you are getting me, one person can say yes. So if I have a tin like this, somebody can say yes if you are getting me. And I also have a tin like this one.
Yes.
And I have a tin like this. So, and again, I have a tin like this one. So even if I put equal amount of liquids in these different types of tins, maybe this is tin A, this is B, this is C, this is D. If I have those tins like that, and I put equal amount of liquids. So maybe here is paraffin, here is water, here is maybe spirit, and here is, let's say, petrol. But now you see, because of surface area, this one here has an advantage of evaporating fast than this one, which has the small tin. True or false?
True.
Correct. So surface area will affect the rate of evaporation. If you have understood for surface area, write yes in the chat. If you have understood how surface area affects the rate of evaporation, write yes in the chat. Correct. Let's now go to.
Please repeat.
I repeat what? Surface area.
Yes.
Now see, I hope you are seeing my screen. I hope you are seeing my screen. You're able to see my screen. So this is, these are the tins that I'm having. These are the tins that I'm having. So I have this tin A, tin B, tin C, tin D. So those are the tins that I've put different types of liquid in them. So when I put different types of liquid in those tins, you will find that there will be, we will not be having equal. There will be no equal distributions because this one here is small, this one is a bit large, this is very, very, very narrow, this is very large. So evaporation will take place here fast, but I will not get the same result, the good results, because I don't know how it happens. So for me to know the right things, they must have the same surface area. If all things are like this, they must be like that. If it is they are narrow, all of them must be narrow. Are you together?
Which one will evaporate most? More.
No, wait fast. We are coming to that. We are just talking about, first of all, factors that are affecting the rate of evaporation, of which now we have said surface area is number one. So surface area must be the same. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to temperature. So temperature, now let's say all of them have the same what? The same surface area. That's why you have said all the surface area must be the same. So let's say all of them have the same surface area. So I have A, I have B, I have C, I have D. So when I have all these things are there, but all of them have the same surface area now. Okay, so it's okay. So I have all of them have the same surface area. Are you able to see the teams, my teams?
No.
You are not able to see the.
Yes.
Somebody is saying no. Are you able to see my team A, B, C, D?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Why is others no, others yes? Let me see the reason why. Let me see. Oh, maybe there's somebody who did something wrong. It's only that I did not see. Who saw the person who tried to present something? That's why my screen went. I don't want anybody to do anything that is I've not said people to do, because I want you to understand each and every concept, so that when you go and answer questions, you'll be able to answer questions the right way. So we are in temperature. Now everybody is able to see now. Say yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
okay, so let's say
Yes.
we still have paraffin, we still have water, we still have spirit, we still have petrol. But now this one put in the inside a room. This one put in the sun. This one maybe put in the shade. You see, we will not be able to tell which liquid evaporated faster than the other, because they are not in the same conditions. So temperature will affect. If we are putting them in a room, we put all of them in a room. If we are putting them in a shade, we put all of them in a shade. If we are putting them in the sun, we put all of them in the sun. So that means we will be able to tell which liquid evaporated faster than the other when they are in the same condition. So temperature also affects the rate of evaporation. Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to C. C is type of the liquid. Now, type of liquid is also going to affect. Why is the type of liquid going to affect? Because we are comparing. You cannot compare the rate at which liquids evaporate, yet you only have water. So what are you comparing? So you have to have water, you have to have spirit, you have to have paraffin, you have to have maybe petrol. Then you see which one evaporates fast. So once you have done that analysis like that, you will. Somebody's microphone is on. Okay, mute. Thank you. Grace, mute. Grace, mute. Grace, mute. So that means you will be able now to remain with only choice D as the answer. So choice D is amount of liquid. Amount of liquid will not affect. Why? Because this is evaporation. This is evaporation. So evaporation, the amount, wait fast. Amount of liquid, surface area, temperature, type of liquid. The following are factors affecting the rate of evaporation of a liquid. Which one does not? Well, you see, this question here, amount of liquid, the liquids must also be of the same. Is that correct?
Yes.
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 So, that's why this question was the most failed, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why this question was the most failed. I've seen why it was the most failed. So, some of you are unable to see the answer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen that one.
Yes.
So maybe it was wrongly framed. But let's look at the type of liquids. Which the following are factors at the rate of evaporation of a liquid. Which one does not? Of a liquid.
Teacher, I have a question.
Eh?
I have a
Somebody
question.
want to talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Between those four, which one is the least important?
Then?
Between those four, which one is the least important?
Or maybe the following are factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Which one does not? Type of a liquid, the amount of a liquid will affect temperature, will affect surface area, will affect. But now, when we are talking about, I think the main word there for them, the main word here for them, you see this one, the main word here, is a liquid. I think somebody's talking. What they meant, what they wanted to check, let me see if their answer is the type of the liquid. Because I think what they meant there is now they are not comparing, but they only have just one liquid. Okay, so we are not comparing, so we only have one liquid. So which one will affect, will not affect? So if you only have one liquid, I think the answer automatically will be with type of the liquid. Let's see. What were they marking with?
Dog.
They are marking with dog, Let me check. Yes.
Excuse me, teacher.
I've excused you?
I think it is dog because even I think it is dog because when you have, let's say, a big can of spirit and a small amount of spirit, and you put them in under the sun, all of them will evaporate.
So we mark.
I think that
The answer will be
But
dog. So amount,
yes, we marked
Type of liquid.
yes. The answer should be D.
the answer should be dog. Even me, I'm saying
No,
that.
teacher, that should be
The answer
It is-
should be C.
Should be
because teacher.
Let me see. It's okay. No, science we are allowed to argue. Science we are allowed to argue. So, but let me check what was the argument in number 34. So they were marking with cat. Yeah, I think so. They are marking with the cat. The reason why they are marking with the cat, Jacinta?
Yes.
The reason why these people are marking with the cat type of a liquid,
Yes.
because we are not comparing. I think this question, that's why it was a confusing question, But that's why we are being told we need to be able to read the question thoroughly. Because you see, like me, I was just thinking about comparing. But now these people are not comparing. They only have a liquid, one liquid. So let's say they only have water. They only have spirit. They are not comparing evaporation of spirit and water. They are only seeing what will not affect the rate of evaporation of a liquid of water. So type of a liquid will not affect. But it was a confusing one. That is okay. So that tells us, you guys, that tells you when you are doing a paper for science, be very, very, very specific. Read the choices, all of them. And again, read the question. Read the question the way it is. Like, if you just think that this question has come from the comparison of the evaporation of a liquid, like the way I was thinking, now you see the answer was, they were specifically, they were talking about one liquid. And therefore, we talk about type of liquid. Yes. Margaret?
Teacher, I wrote type of liquid and it was marked wrong.
Yes.
It was marked wrong.
Dog.
Yes,
See,
they marked with dog.
That is not.
I mean, mimi nimeangalia maths. Pole. I've checked mathematics. Or they were marking with the dog,
Yes.
What is the argument? No, I'm still not getting the argument here.
Sure.
Excuse me,
Tell me
teacher,
my
if you read
argument
the
is-
question step by step, you understand where the answer is dog.
Oh, so can you read it now?
is dog.
Read it and then explain. Amount of liquid,
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, why?
Sure.
Mhm.
The reason as to why they're saying amount of liquid, because you can put certain liters of spirit, let's say 5 liters, and then you put another 2 liters of water. That's actually the amount. You will not determine the experiment. What matters is will it evaporate?
The type of
Tell me my reason.
Excuse me, teacher.
yes.
When you put any amount, it will still evaporate. It doesn't mean that you have to put a lot or small for it to evaporate.
Very
Excuse
good.
me, teacher.
Yes.
If I have 1 cup of water and 3 cups of water and I let them boil, the one with 1 cup will evaporate faster than the one with 3 cups of water.
If that one, when you are talking about water only.
Yes.
But what about if you are talking? But this question was confusing, by the way. But now let's do this. You know, science is very, very interesting. Science is very, very interesting. If I have a liquid, I have water. I have water. This is what Abigail is saying. I have water, 1 cup of water, 2 cups of water, and I put them in the same temperature. Which one is going to evaporate fast?
One cup of water.
They are going to evaporate at the same time. Because evaporation, remember evaporation, Abigail, is not finishing, but now it has finished. All of it has evaporated like that. Evaporation temperature takes place at the same time, but when it reaches 100, that's where now the temperature remains constant for water. For the other ones, maybe alcohol 78. So I think the correct answer, according to this, will be dog, because evaporation is a temperature that takes place in a range of temperature. So it does not mean that now all the liquids have evaporated, Abigail, but now evaporation, at what rate is it going to evaporate? Abigail?
I've not understood, teacher.
What we are saying, you see, amount of liquid is not going to affect when we are talking about a specific liquid, just one liquid, because evaporation of what the boiling point of water is 100. Is that correct? It's 100. Are we okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so if all of them are, if you have taken care of surface area, you have taken care of temperature. Now, whether you put 2 cups or 1 cup, the evaporation rate will start at the same time because the temperature is the same, surface area is the same. Somebody's talking, somebody's microphone is on, somebody's microphone is on. Hey. Mute. Mute, Sharon, mute. Please, you are affecting our ears. If all of us put their microphone on, we affect our ears. So what we are saying, Margaret, I've seen people have now understood. What we are saying is, if we take care of the surface area, take care of temperature, and we have that type of liquid, maybe it's a spirit or water. Then we put them like this. So we have here is 2 cups. Let's say now, let's do away with this one diagram now. Let's say we have this, all of them here. So, but all the surface areas are the same. Temperature is the same for the liquid. Here we have 2 cups. Here we have 1 cup. If the temperature is the same and the surface area is the same, it does not matter. The evaporation will take place at the same time. And please try this at home today. See, today we are afternoon after this lesson. Just do the same sophorias, put them in water. Same sophorias, put them in water. So when you put them in put water in them, 1 2 cup, 1 cup, and then put them on the same gas. Our gases have more than 2 burners. So put one here in a burner, another in a burner, and then start them at the same time. Then see how the evaporation is going to take place.
But one will evaporate.
You know, evaporation. One will.
Sure, I have the same question in a book. Sure.
Read it.
It is the same question that was in a book. It was saying all the factors affect the rate at which water changes into steam. All the factors affect rate at which water changes into steam except A, surface area, B, temperature, C, moving air, and D, amount of liquid. And down there they wrote the reasoning. This is an evaluation question. The following factors affect the rate of evaporation. Roman 1, surface area. Liquid placed on one containers evaporate faster. Roman 2, temperature. The higher the temperature, the faster the rate of evaporation. Roman 3, the air currents. Wind sweeps away the vapor, hence increasing the rate of evaporation. The amount of liquid does not affect the rate of evaporation. So the correct answer is B, which is the amount of liquid.
Okay,
Yes.
so thank you very much for doing research. So Margaret, Mudoni, and Abigail, have you now understood that why the answer is dog?
Yes. Thank
But
you.
remember, there's something I want you to know, okay? Remember, we are only saying dog because these people are comparing evaporation of one liquid. Nani, Margaret, mute.
Yes.
Mute. We are comparing the evaporation of one liquid only. If it's water, it's water. If it is spirit, it's spirit. But if they tell you, they say, we are comparing the rate, we are comparing evaporation of different types of liquids. Different types of liquid. If you are talking about different types of liquids, then amount of liquid now will be considered. But if you are talking about a specific liquid, now we don't consider the amount. Understood, Margaret Mudoni?
No.
Aye, what have you not understood?
If you put 2 glasses of water and 1 glass of water in the same temperature and in the same surface area, one will evaporate more faster than
You see,
the others.
where kuna kitu you don't understand. There is evaporation. We talk about evaporation. And please do this one practically today. And you'll tell me next Saturday, eh? Are you okay?
Yes.
Well, Margaret.
Yes.
Hey, do this one practically and tell me tomorrow. You know, science is very interesting because what the teacher is saying, you can be able to do it. And then I understand it when it comes to the practical issues. So please do it and then see when we are doing one liquid only, and then when you are doing different types of liquid. Are we clear there now with you?
Excuse me, Chair.
Yeah, correct.
Teacher, if we are comparing one type of liquid, then how does type of liquid affect evaporation?
You see, now we have the type, the rate. We have water does not evaporate the same way as a spirit. So the type of a liquid will understand, will affect. Because if I have water, they are not going to evaporate the same time if I have a spirit. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Abigail.
Teacher.
Chair, how does surface area affect the evaporation?
Air is moving, air is wind. Moving air is wind.
Oh.
Yeah. So wind, when we have wind, and in fact, you can remember where the question that is always in science asking which condition will your clothes dry faster? It is sunny and windy condition. Correct. Any question? Can you mute, please, so that you don't disturb us? We are here 100 and plus, so please mute so that you don't disturb us. Okay, let's now move to Nani. Jacinta, you are our prefect. Number? Jacinta?
25.
Number 25.
Okay. Now, this is one of the questions that I said is very, very, very important. And I want you to write these questions today. There are almost 12 questions coming from that diagram. It is a star question. Why? Because it's one of the most important questions as far as KCP is concerned. So you make sure make sure you know how to answer questions from effects of heat on matter. So write effects of heat on matter. Write it. Effects of heat on matter. I'm giving you questions. Question number 1 that always come, name the processes. That is question number 1. Name the processes. So which processes do we have? Process number 1 is melting. So the answer for question number 1. Now we are giving answer for question number 1. Melting. So what is melting? Changing of the temperature, the process by which a solid changes to liquid. That is melting.
Pardon.
We are still answering question number 1. I've said melting is the process by which a solid changes to a liquid. Evaporation, liquid changes to gas. Evaporation, liquid changes to gas. Number 3, condensation, gas changes to liquid. Condensation, gas changes to liquid. Then freezing, liquid changes to solid. That is freezing. So that is always question number 1. Like now the way it is here. That is question number 1. You label. If you get a diagram like this, guys, that is question number 1. Know the processes. So solid to liquid, which one? Solid to liquid. H is what?
Melting.
Melting. Okay, gas to liquid. Gas to liquid.
Condensation.
Liquid to gas. Liquid to gas.
Evaporation.
Then liquid to solid.
Freezing.
Mute. Please use the chat. Use the chat. Use the chat to say the answer. That's the question number 1. Let's go to question number 2. I want to give you the questions that always come from this topic because it's very, very important. So question number 2, you will be asked the temperature, which 2 processes require increase in temperature? Somebody's microphone is on. Which 2 processes require increase in temperature? Which 2 processes require increase in temperature? Write the answer for that question in the chat. The people have already written melting and evaporation. Which 2 processes require increase in temperature? That is melting and evaporation. Okay, question number 3. Which 2 processes require decrease in temperature? Which 2 processes require decrease in temperature? Which 2 processes require...
Teacher. Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Let's, in number 25, they have said, which pair of processes bring about losing of heat by environments once they take place?
Well, just wait, just relax, we are coming there. Just relax. We are still, and I want to give you the questions so that when we go to that question number 25, you will be able to answer it. So let's see. Freezing and condensation. That is question number 4. Question number 5, just go to question number 5. Answer for question number 5 is the same as answer to question number 3. So just stroke tulisema increase. So enda huko, write absorption. Which 2 processes absorb heat from the surrounding? Which 2 processes absorb heat from the surrounding? That is question number 5. Which 2 processes absorb heat from the surrounding? Which 2 processes absorb heat from the surrounding? Automatically, you will say the answer is melting and evaporation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The question number 6 is the same as question number 4. Question number 6 is the same as question number 4. Which 2 processes release stroke lose heat to the surrounding? Which 2 processes release stroke lose heat to the surrounding? Which 2 processes release stroke lose heat to the surrounding? That is condensation and melting. Condensation and freezing, not condensation and melting. Okay. So,
Freezing.
yeah, condensation and freezing, correct. Now, look at this. Unaona hii diagram yangu? Are you seeing that diagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, there is a question that it's question number 7 and question number 8. There is that question that always come to ask you the temperature at which a substance melt is the same temperature it does.
Please.
The some microphone is on. Somebody's microphone is on. I've said use the chart. The temperature at which a substance melts is the same temperature it does. So I wanted you to explain that one here. I'm seeing people have already written the answer. Melting takes place at 0 degrees for water. So here also freezing also takes place at that point. So the temperature at which a substance melts is the same temperature it freezes. That is question number 7. Question number 8, you will be asked the temperature at which a substance condenses is the same temperature it dash. So you see now, this is evaporation. This is also evaporation. Remember, evaporation and condensation take place at the same range of temperature, not the same temperature, like freezing and melting, but the same range. So if water was in freezing here going up to, evaporating here to become a gas, the same water will be condensing here to become a liquid. To become a liquid, the gas. The temperature at which a substance evaporates is the same temperature it condenses. Have you understood all those 8 questions? If you have understood them, then write yes, that I've understood how to answer those 8 questions.
Excuse me, Jack.
Yes.
How does when freezing you need a decrease in temperature, and when melt it needs high temperature? How does the temperature at which it freezes, it is the temperature, it is the same temperature it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I've understood you. I've understood you. Look at my diagram. Look at my diagram. Are you seeing my diagram?
Yes.
So you see,
Yes.
This is ice. Ice is here. Ice is a solid. Are you okay? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So down here, we have ice. This is a solid. Now, when it reaches at 0 degrees, water, which is ice now, will melt. So it's melting at 0 degrees until all of it become what? A liquid. So when it reaches 0 degrees, all the ice, the temperature will remain the same. And I want you to understand that. The temperature remain the same. You see now it is flat here. From here, it is flat up to here. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it remains the same until all the solid changes to liquid. The same applies here. When the liquid reach here at 0 degrees, because now condensation was the gas becoming a liquid, it did that process but when it reaches 0 degrees, all the liquid which are here are now going to turn to a solid, because now it's going to go to negative. So that's why we are saying all of them take place at 0 degrees. The melting take place at 0 degrees, but when it's requiring heat, it is absorbing heat so that it's changed to liquid. Whereas the liquid here will be losing heat now for it to become a solid. So at the same temperature. So it's losing heat, but it's remaining at 0 degrees, but losing heat so that it becomes a solid. Understood, Margaret?
Not yet. It
What have
melts
you not understood now?
degrees.
Eh? It melts
melts.
at 0 degrees, and also freezes at 0 degrees.
It evaporates at 100 degrees and it condenses at 0 degrees.
Wait, please relax. Evaporation is not taking place at 100 degrees. Evaporation is this process, all of it. You see now how long it is. It is not 100 degrees. 100 degrees is here. When it reaches 100 degrees, the temperature remains constant. That's why here is also flat. All the liquid changes to gas at this point. But evaporation does not take place at 100 degrees. Evaporation takes place at any of the temperature as long as the heat is being applied. The same applies to condensation. It does not take place at 100 degrees. It takes place at a range of temperature. But when it reaches here, now it remains constant until all the liquids become a solid. So this is freezing, this is melting. So they take place at the same temperature. I hope now you have understood.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I am. So those are the 8 questions. The remaining questions will be respectively. So make sure you know which ones absorb heat respectively, which absorb and lose, or which ones require increase and decrease respectively. So the word respectively is question number 9. So question number 9 is respectively. Respectively mean now you have to read. If it is increase and decrease, you have to start with increase. If it is decrease and increase, you have to start with decrease. That is question number 9. I am. Now, how many people here, somebody's microphone is on, have ever put a spirit in their hand? If you have ever put a spirit in your hand, say yes.
Yes.
In the chat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Say in the chat, don't talk. If you can get a spirit right now, please, can you have it in your hand? If you can get it, you can go to the kitchen or you go to the Nini, pick a spirit and come with it in the table here. If you can get a spirit, because we want to now know why was the answer. Somebody was asking question number 5. Why was it like that? Tim, you went for a spirit. Tim, did you go for a spirit?
Yes.
So can you put that spirit in your hand right now? We want to see. Thank you that your face is on, your video is on. Put it in your hand. Everybody look at Tim. Tim is putting spirit in his hand. Those who have spirit, can you put it in your hand? So somebody's talking. Can you put your microphone off, please, so that you listen to me? Some people even have sanitizers. So put your sanitizers in your hand. And then tell me, what do you feel? Write what you are feeling in the chat. But Kim, write what you felt when you put the spirit in your hand or the sanitizer in your hand. Write what you felt. Cold, correct. I'm seeing Joy. Jay, cold. Sharon, no. I don't know why he's saying no. Jackie, cold. Stacy, cool. Cold, 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 cold. Very good. Now that everybody has said cold, 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 can you say the reason why you felt cold when you put the spirit in your hand? Right there, that one also in the chat. What is the reason? Why do you think you felt cold when you put the spirit in your hand? I want to see the reason. Wet and cold, correct. Baridi, tumeona. Please, I want to see the reason why you felt cold. Okay. People have already written evaporation because it's evaporating. It is evaporating quickly. It was taking heat from me. Who is this one? This is the best person I want to use. Kuna mtu amesema hapa, it takes the heat from me. Alikuwa nani? You know, there are so many charts that zimepita zote. There's somebody here who has said it takes the heat from me.
Dylan.
Dylan, yes. Thank you very much. Now, the reason why you felt cold is because we already said the evaporation and melting absorb heat from the surrounding, or they gain heat. So they gain heat or absorb heat from the surrounding. So when you are absorbing heat from the surrounding, what is happening to the surrounding? The temperature of the surrounding become cold or decreases. The temperature of the surrounding decreases. So let's get now this one. So let's now go to the question now. Now that you have understood. So the question is asking, which pair of processes bring about losing of heat by the environment once they take place? Losing of heat by the environment when they take place. So mwenye alifail, sasa tujibu. If you fail this question, answer it now. Kama ulipata wrong kwa hii swali, can you now answer that question after the learning? Pardon me, who is, what am I pardoning?
H and J.
Oh, so H and J, if you failed, you say H and J, tell us the reason. H and J, tell us the reason, your reason. H and J, your reason. H and J, your reason. Umeenda, who was talking surely? Kuna mtu alisema reason, Trevor?
Because it's the environment which is losing heat.
Which processes are taking place? Which is H and J? Which processes are those?
F and H.
Which process are they?
From solids to liquids, that is melting, and
melting, yes.
Liquids to gases, which is evaporation.
So that is H and F.
Yes.
So that is evaporation. If you have not understood, ask a question. If you understood, say yes. I will now answer this question.
Yes.
Yes.
Just say, use the chat, please. We are using the chat. Aya. Now you are saying yes. Let me ask a question now. Which two processes will increase the temperature of the surrounding when they take place? Which two processes will increase the temperature of the surrounding when it takes place? Right? Don't talk. Don't talk.
Freezing and condensation.
I'm saying you don't talk. That's right. That's right, the answer. Which two processes will increase the temperature of the surrounding when they take place? So thank you very much. So all of us are there. That is very, very, very important. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. So let's now continue to question Jacinta. You tell us which question. Next. Jacinta. Yes. Your excuse?
What is sublimation? What is sublimation?
Oh, sublimation. Okay. Now, sublimation, although I don't think if we have it in primary, but let me just explain it. You see, a solid going directly to gas. Somebody's microphone is on without passing through a liquid. Somebody's microphone is on. Nani huyo? Okay, thank you. So that's sublimation. We normally don't have it in primary, but because we have not done we don't have a way of doing that experiment in primary, but in secondary we can do it. We use iodine crystals. That's what we use. Okay, so we are being told in number 26. We go there. 26. Long electric cables are fixed when sagging. This is to do what? This is all about class 5 expansion and contraction. Class 5 expansion and contraction. I don't know why you are unable to do that, but this is all about expansion and contraction. And I want to see how those wires are sagging there. When we are applications like this one, we see now that one over railway, we leave a gap there for the nini. So this is what we are talking about. Telephone wires, lines expand during hot and contract and become taut on cold days. Now, this question here, I know some of you might have tried to say that there were two answers. How many people thought that there were two answers? Oh, you see, because because you just know, you just know that it is in the principle of expansion and contraction. But the question was very, very specific. The question was very, very, very specific. And I always want you to know that. Even when we have the railway lines, these ones, the railway lines, if you have the railway line, this gap that is left here, is it left for expansion or contraction?
Expansion.
If it is contract,
Contraction.
expansion. Is that correct?
Contraction.
Expansion or contraction?
Expansion.
Because when this
Expansion. Expansion.
Hey, wait, mute. Remember, we are so many.
Expansion.
We are very many, and you are only allowed to use the chat. Remember, don't talk, just mute. Remember, this is application. Who is this one now? Remember, this is application of expansion and contraction. But you make sure you know why is it left. Is it for expansion or for contraction? Now, the railway line. Almost everybody say, some people say contraction or expansion. What is going to happen? Let's check. If there's a hot temperature, this metal expand when heated and contract when cool. So it will, this part here will come into contact because due to expansion. So I think for railway line will expand on hot days. If no gap, this is very dangerous. The train can derail and endanger passengers as well as destroy goods. So for the railway, that one is left for expansion, not contraction. Make sure you know that for railway. Let's now come for the bridges. Bridges have fitted rollers to allow for expansion and contraction. Allow the bridge to slide over the roller smoothly when expanded. Overhead cable, no, this one for expansion. This one now for the bridges is just for the two of them. But for the wires, why are they put sagging like this? The reason why they have been put to sag like this one, somebody's talking. Just listen, I explain. The reason why these wires are left sagging like this one is to allow room for contraction. Because when they contract, they will become straight. When they contract, they become straight. This thought here is called straight. They become straight. So the room for is not expansion. When they expand, they will sag. When they expand, they will sag. But now we have been automatically being told why were they fixed when sagging. If you look at all the wires, always the Kenya Power, they don't fix them straight. They fix them, they allow the space so that when the wire contract, it will not, it's itakatika. But if you just put them straight, if they contract, inaweza katika. So make sure you understand that for the wires of electricity, they are left sagging to give room for contraction. For railway lines, the gaps are left to give room for expansion. Any question? If you understood, say yes. Bridges
what about
is both.
bridges?
Bridges tumesema ni both. Bridges is both expansion and contraction. Okay. Jacinta, next question.
I left class, so I'm not able to see the
We have done
questions.
question number 26. Oh, so we go to question number 31. 31. We go to number 31. So 31 is this one.
Yes.
Draining stagnant water and ensuring proper use of latrines are appropriate ways of controlling. This is a KCP question, but now what they have destroyed it with is this one. In KCP, they normally ask which two diseases will be prevented by draining stagnant water. That's why you now go for boy. But once they have put the word ensuring proper use of latrines, automatically malaria has gone. So you remain with bilharzia only. Any question? Any question? That means silent means everybody has understood. Or cholera, somebody's asking for cholera. Cholera, we go for cholera, we always go for somebody's talking. Cholera, we normally go for mostly proper hygiene. Yeah, make sure you are very, very clean, and also when you are disposing waste, proper disposal of waste. So proper sanitation and the proper disposal of waste is the best for cholera. Typhoid, we are boiling drinking water. Typhoid, boiling drinking water. Those are the main, but we also have others.
Excuse me, Cha. I don't get the difference between cholera and typhoid. Please, can you explain to me the difference between cholera and typhoid?
Cholera is the signs. Number one sign is that you'll find that there is what we call the main thing, rice water diarrhea or violent diarrhea, dehydration. Those ones are the signs, the main signs of cholera. Cholera is a disease that can kill within 24 hours if not treated. But typhoid is caused mostly by drinking water. If you drink water that is contaminated, then you'll automatically or most likely to get typhoid. That's why we are saying typhoid, the main way of preventing typhoid is boiling drinking water. So all of them are waterborne diseases, but they affect different parts of our body, and again, they also have different effects. Are you okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The bilharzia flukes affect.
Bilharzia flukes affect the what? Blood and the small intestine. Sour. It's affecting the bladder mostly, the small intestine.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
What about cholera? Where does it affect?
No, cholera, most likely it will affect, I think, just the entire body, but most likely it affects also the digestive part. That's why you see there is a lot of diarrhea, there's a lot of dehydration, all those kind of things.
Excuse me, sir. Which diseases attack the red blood cells?
The malaria, that's malaria.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
How does using latrines properly prevent bilharzia?
Now, bilharzia is caused by a fluke. So if you urination, mostly urination. If you don't, you not urinate in the latrines or in the toilets, and then somebody gets into contact with your urine and you are having a bilharzia, you might get it, because bilharzia enter through our body through any openings that we have. So if you don't use the latrines very well, you might get bilharzia. Sana sana.
And can that transmit cholera when we use it badly and then other insects come and...
For cholera?
Yes.
Yeah, cholera. But you know, cholera is the proper disposal of waste. All of them, including urine, including the feces and all those kind of things. But you can still do research on class 6 book, which is called Waterborne Diseases. Look at waterborne disease, and then you pick the main signs and the main ways of controlling each and every one of the diseases.
Excuse me, Chair.
Yes.
The bilharzia flukes affect which part, which organ of the body?
The bladder. The bladder.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go to question number 31 now. Is it question number 31 or question number 32? Question number 32 is the last one. Remember, we have to give you a break. Yes.
Does bilharzia have a vaccination?
No, the vaccination, I think last time we talked about the diseases that are being vaccinated. Bilharzia is not there, malaria is not there. Bilharzia and malaria has no vaccine. Cholera and typhoid, we give the vaccine when there is an outbreak. Okay, thank you. Question number.
Excuse me,
Yes.
which waterborne disease is communicable?
The waterborne disease that is communicable, I think we can even take even typhoid. But remember, in the main thing of communicable diseases as far as KCP is concerned is only malaria and tuberculosis. Those ones only. Malaria and tuberculosis. Those are the main ones. Eh?
What about measles?
And those measles, the measles is in the class of chicken pox, but not tetanus. So it's bilharzia, not bilharzia, but it is communicable diseases. We have malaria, we have tuberculosis, we have measles, we have. Let's get the examples. You can get those examples here of communicable diseases. But the main one for KCP, the typhoid is there, but the main one for KCP are only two. We only have two main ones. Communicable diseases. Let me add somebody here. So communicable diseases, we only have main ones are only two, tuberculosis and malaria. But we have so many. We can also have those typhoid, chicken pox, all those kind of things. They are also communicable, but most likely KCP will only most likely test the two. That's why we have.
Excuse me. What is the best way to prevent malaria?
The best way to prevent malaria is clearing of the bushes, the breeding bushes, and we can also clear what? Let me read them. We pick the main one. We don't just clearing and draining water in the ponds, draining stagnant water. Treating is not the best way. I think this one is the main. Clearing and draining stagnant water. That's the main.
Can we say destroying breeding places?
Yeah, that one is also there. But no, these things like sleeping under mosquito net, those ones are not the best way. The best way is clearing the bushes, so you're destroying the breeding places, and also draining stagnant water around our houses. Okay, let's go to number 32 now. Can you go to number 32 now? Which one of the following list consists of animal feeds that are given directly to animals? This one also, I think the way it was framed, some of you are not getting, but remember, pasture, the ones that animals are given, they feed directly. Pasture, animals feed directly in pasture, animals feed directly. So if you are asked a question which one is given the animals directly, you go for legumes and grasses. Go for legumes and grasses. Go for legumes and grasses. Animals feed directly, legumes and grasses. And what are these legumes and grasses? We can now get them here in class 6.
Nobody.
Somebody's talking. Okay, you can get them here. Animal feeds. Methods of grazing, animal feeds. I wanted the animal feeds. Or you can pick it from where now? You can pick it from methods of grazing. Let's check if you have that. Okay, zero grazing. I wanted to give you those types of feeds that we have. I've not seen the feeding animals. Okay, so we have pasture. Animals feed directly in pasture. Make sure you know that. Animal feeds directly in pasture. So they take their food directly in pasture. And pasture is grouped into two. That is legume and grass. So if we have pasture is grouped into two, legumes and grass. So in legumes, we have 4. So legumes, we have 4. Glycine, desmodium, kuna mtu ametuandikia hapa, desmodium, glycine, clover, and lucerne. Those are legumes. And then we have the grasses. We have the star grass, the Kikuyu grass, all those types of grasses. So when you come here, animals feed directly, you go for that. So let's see, eliminate. So Napier grass, eliminate Napier grass. Eliminate maize jam because those are fodder.
Sorry.
Maize stalk, those are fodder. So automatically the answer becomes choose boy.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is napier grass a pasture?
No, napier grass is a fodder. It's not a pasture. It's the only grass in Guatemala. They are only the grasses that are not pasture. They are fodder. We have to go and cut them and then give them to the animals later. Okay?
Excuse me, Chair.
Yes.
The best method used in densely populated areas is?
Densely populated method of grazing.
Yes.
That one automatically must be zero grazing. In town, you see, in town, we cannot have we cannot have herding. So we go for this. You go for zero grazing. Because we are only going to in your home. Like now, you people, most of you are in towns. You cannot see herding there unless Masais have come there. But the best one is zero grazing. These ones. These are the animals are just there in their houses. You bring them food, give them food, and they feed mostly on fodder and concentrate. So the animals in zero grazing feed mostly on fodder and concentrate.
And for the one who has a large piece of land,
that one you can use herding.
What about the cheapest? What about the cheapest?
What about
the cheapest?
Oh, the cheapest. The cheapest is adding automatically. So you just allow animals to go and eat. That one, the cheapest is adding. The expensive one is rotational grazing.
Which method of grazing is practiced near urban centers?
Near or in the urban centers.
Yes.
You know, if you say near, how it can you say in urban center?
Yes, in urban.
Then automatically we have to go for zero grazing.
Teacher.
Wait.
Teacher.
Teacher. Wait. Faith is asking.
Which?
Wait. Faith is asking which animal feed. Wait. Which animal feed is given to the animals in zero grazing? We say we use fodder and concentrate. Okay. You can now ask yours.
Teacher, kindly repeat number 12.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Number 12.
Even me. In which type of grazing does a person use temporary fences.
That one is the one that we call in the rotational grazing. That is strip. Right?
Strip.
Let's look at it. Strip is this one, where we have temporary fence. This is the temporary fence now. You see the temporary fence? The temporary fence.
So which one has temporary and still permanent fences?
That one is paddocking. Paddocking as temporary and permanent. Yes.
Thanks.
Where is it? Paddocking. Paddocking. I'm looking for paddocking. This one, temporary and permanent. Permanent is the one is outside, and then temporary is there.
Excuse me, Cha.
Excuse me, Cha.
Cha, where are the temporary fences used? In which area in the paddocking?
You see now we can use it. You see now this is the permanent fence is this one, the bigger one. Then when to divide the paddocks here, this one here, which is inside here, we can use the temporary fence. But now the outside one is permanent.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
On the note of which kind of grazing or what are mostly used in urban centers, sure, but
Titani.
There are a lot of Maasai who keep animals in urban
in urban centers. You see, they are not keeping them. They are just walking with them. They are passing. They normally pass when they are going to look for grazing land. But let's take example of I want to have animals in Nairobi. The best one will be zero grazing. Where are they going to graze if I'm using herding? Where? And all places have buildings. They are going to graze on the road. No. So we use the best one for the town.
Excuse me, Cha. You said which one is the most expensive?
Zero grazing.
Excuse me, Cha. Which one is electrical fence?
That one we have already said. When you are sleeping, surely. We are using this one here. The strip. The strip one here. We can use electric fence here. We can use electric fence here.
Excuse me, teacher.
Excuse
me, teacher.
Excuse me, teacher. Which animals feed have water content in it?
Water content. Most of them have water content.
I need to visit number 12.
Okay, I will repeat number 12.
Yes.
Okay, I will repeat number 12. So we are okay there. So let's go to, I will go to number 12 later. Let me finish with that question number 32. Then we go to number 12. Oh, number 12, number 32, we have already answered. And remember, we are already in time for, there's an English lesson. Oh, I repeat now, this number 32. So which one of the
following? Yes, please, yes.
Which one of the following list consists of animal feeds that are given directly to animals? I've said directly, the animals feed directly, that is pasture, and that's pasture, which is contain of legumes and grasses. So you just eliminate fodder, maize jam, eliminate fodder, napier grass, eliminate fodder, maize stalk. So automatically we remain with the boy, which is what? Which is glycine. Glycine, desmodium, and stargrass, those ones pasture. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Excuse me, teacher.
Only for that, somebody was calling me, and I think it's a parent who is stuck somewhere. Don't worry. But we can now continue. So I want to answer question number 12, unless there's somebody is having a question. Who has been left hanging? This person here, who is saying being left hanging. What was your question? What was your question? Being left hanging? Heavyweight? Is it heavy light? Don't be left hanging, please. I was just answering a parent question. No, you don't answer.
Excuse me.
Yes.
How is honey and energy giving food?
How is?
Honey.
Anything that providing fat is or energy giving food. Anything. Okay.
So honey is what?
Honey can provide oil and fats. Let's move on number 12 because we have time for English, please. Let me answer number 12. I think I've tried to answer all your questions. And so the following are advantages of organic fertilizer. Organic fertilizers, Abigail, these are the manures. Like we have green manure, we have farmyard manure, we have compost manure. I want you to see them so that when we talk about organic manure, you know what we are talking about. So let's go to soil fertility. Okay, just 1 minute, 1 minute. Soil fertility. We are supposed to go for English right now, but let me have soil fertility, organic manure. So organic manures are these ones. This one is fertilizer, this is fertilizer. I want to see where you are seeing the manure. This is the green manure. See how the green manure look like. That's green manure. Then we have compost manure. That's the compost manure. They are the naturally made manures. And then we have farmyard manures. Farmyard manure is coming from the animals. So things, what you need to know is they are naturally made. And if they are naturally made, then we go to the questions like this one. Do not pollute the soil. Yes, they don't pollute the soil because they are naturally made. Are friendly to the environment. Yes. Help in quick ripening of fruits. No. Remain in the soil for a long time. It is only fertilizers that allow they provide the nutrients immediately. The fertilizers, if I can look for the fertilizers, they provide the nutrients immediately. The fertilizers, these ones, they provide the nutrients immediately. But manures take time to release the nutrients. I hope the person who's asking number 12 have understood.
They don't supply specific nutrients.
They don't give nutrients immediately, yes. Okay, any question?
Sure.
Number
9.
Number 9, but we know we are time for
Sure.
Number 9 and?
Yes, number 9.
Which one of the following is the best method of water storage for farm use? Water storage for farm use. We want to use. Do you store water in the lakes? Do you store water in the tanks? Do you store water in the drum? Do you store water in the dams? Surely. Which one do you store water for farm use?
Dam.
Yes. You cannot store water in the lake. Which number again? Very fast.
19.
19. Number 19 and 14. Which one of the following materials? Wait. Which one of the following materials will not form a shadow if light rays hit on it? That is transparent material. Transparent material will not form a shadow. So which one do you pick? Side mirror, clear water, milk, and black oil. That's clear water. Then number 14.
Clear water.
Clear water. Number 14. Wait.
Number 15.
Number 20.
15.
Number 40.
48.
Wait.
And 21.
We write in the chat, I will see. Which one of the following tools maintenance practice is not done to ensure efficiency? The one that we are not doing to ensure efficiency is proper storage. Proper storage, repairing broken parts to prevent you from eating yourself, lubricating, sharpening. So for efficiency, proper storage is just a normal method of storage. Number 20.
Number 14.
I'm coming there. 14. Surely.
Number 21.
When modeling the solar system, the most appropriate material to use in mounting the planets onto their respective orbits, yeah, that automatically will be thorns, please. Number 20. Which one of the following pairs of sources of energy do not get exhausted? We have energy. This one we call them renewable sources of energy. We marked with 2: biogas and charcoal and wind. Aishangi, that's what is called not exhausted.
Join number 21.
Don't get finished. Number 21.
Number 21.
The diagram below shows a simple electric circuit. A copper wire, and then you see these strands of steel wool. When you see something like this one, that is simple electric circuit. In the dry cell here, there is chemical energy. In the wire, there is electrical energy. Here, there is heat and light in the strand of steel wool. So heat and light. That's the answer.
Excuse me, teacher.
Thank
Number 12, I condenser BD. And in the book I have, it says advantages of organic manures is introduces bacteria and fungi which help in decomposition, does not pollute the environment, encourages quick growth and ripening of fruits.
It does not support.
We have been told which one is good. These people told us.
It leads to quick ripening.
It does not.
Now, the number 2, it helps in quick ripening. It will help in ripening of the fruits, but not quick. Reason, the manures don't release nutrients immediately. Remain in the soil for a long time. It will help. Even this season, if you plant today, you get the produce. Even next year, you don't need to apply fertilizers again because the soil has that. Let's finish with number 48. The most appropriate way of controlling the spread of HIV and AIDS among spouses is by being faithful. Spouses are people who are married, become faithful. For the youth, abstinence. Youth, abstinence, spouses. 42. Which one of the following objects does not float on water because of its material? The wax, boat, wax, wood, rubber. So which one do you think does not float on water because of its material?
Boat.
Can't we say that wax floats because of its density?
Wax is floating because of material. Wax, whether you change the shape of wax, it will still float. But boat, if you change the shape, it will sink.
Number 36.
36. The following are health effects of drug. Which one results from prolonged use of drug? That is addiction. Prolonged. Become addicted.
So why not concentration?
Number 2.
So why not concentration?
22.
22. A change, 22 we have already answered. A change in the force of gravity will bring.
Talk about number 24.
Number 50.
Everybody mute.
Number 50.
24.
Mute.
Number 41. 41.
Everybody mute.
40.
Write your question in the chat. Some people's microphone are still on. Write the question you want me to answer very fast in the chat. We are in the time for another subject.
Excuse me, teacher.
Right. If you have a question, write in the chat. I'm not seeing them. Or my chat is not working.
Yes.
Okay, 50. So, Rani, we are writing 50, 40. I want to answer them very fast. 50 and 40. Number 22, we have answered 24. So 50, 40, 24. Let me answer them very fast. 50,
And 22.
40,
And 22.
22, we have already answered.
Number 1.
A change of the force of gravity
41.
will bring a change in the weight of an object. 24 also we answered. No, these people are the people who came late now. 24, we have already answered. You'll get the recordings for 24. 40 is talking about what? The following are sources of mechanical energy. Which one is not? Mechanical energy. Dynamo, hydrogenerators, wind turbine, And that is what automatically, because this
Number 1.
generators. Then number
41.
50. A lactating mother takes food rich in iron mainly to replace the blood loss during birth. 41.
Excuse me.
You know, I'm moving very fast. Heat from a bulb hanging on a roof. You know, this is now hanging on a roof. So remember last time we were talking about convection and radiation. But now that this thing is on the roof there, it will be only be sideways. So that is radiation only. So thank you very much, you guys, for listening. You can call me later. You can call me later and ask for the remaining questions. Which one of the following statement is true about teeth? Molar, scabs, and longer? No, this one we talk about incisors are aged and have one root.
Question number 45.
Why can't you say the answer is that?
Now, all the questions you have now, all the questions you have, I will be able to answer them later. And I want just to thank you for participating. If you have any question, please ask them. I will be able to answer. Just SMS me the question. My number is in the chat. So that I will answer it all the time. My chat is not working. I don't know why.
Sure, you will put them in YouTube.
Yes, I will put the recordings in the YouTube so that you'll be able to answer them. You will be able to know exactly what you're.
Okay.
So thank you very much. I want you to leave now, and you keep checking the class, your class, as you write the compositions, as you wait for the link for English. Please check that as you wait for the link for English. So thank you for
the lesson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What time are we resuming?
What time are we?
Bye.